Welcome back to another sewing tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us how to make an easy beginner sewing project. But before we jump right in, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notification so you never miss out on any of my sewing tutorials. My name is Ajulam. Let's get started. The first thing I did here was to draft a basic bodice pattern for the front and the back. And then after doing that, I went ahead to note the middle point of the armhole area because I'll be using that to draft out the design that is going to be on the bodice. So after noting that, you're going to decide how open you want the chest area to be. So I am using 1.5 on that waist area on both ends. Okay, so that's what I'll be working with. After marking on the two sides, I'm going to connect it now to the midpoint on that armhole. Now you see why you need to notch that point for it to make it easier for you to work with. So I'll just quickly go ahead and connect using my armhole curve. At this point, you can decide to make it a V, any shape of your choice. You can just do that at this point. So you can see I am using my armhole curve just to create it, and you can see that it's looking like a princess dart, which is exactly what I want to achieve. So after connecting now, this neckline part is going to serve as the yoke, and then I'll also note that you can see on the pattern that I noted that the yoke side, all right, while this other side is going to be the main fabric of your choice. The yoke part is going to be the net. Moving on to the back side, you can see what I have there. This is half of my back pattern. So I'm going to note the center point of the armhole area. You can see that is what I am doing right away. So I just noted the point, and then I decided not to curve the shape all the way to the waist. I rather use I came down by 1/2 inch from that armhole line, and then I just connected it using my curve. So at this point, you can decide to also give it a V curve, a round curve, you know, any shape of your choice. So I use my my armhole curve just to, you know, curve that point from the half of the armhole to the part on that zipper area. Just connect it straight. So this is what I'll be having at the back. You can see that the back shape is different from the front, but it's almost the same thing. All right, so this part is the yoke, which is going to be the net, while the other side is going to be the main fabric. Now on this side, you can see that that point that I am marking X is going off because I'll be adding a button on the neckline. Okay, I'll be adding a button and a zipper on this back side. So at this point, I'll just quickly cut this out. If you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, I already have a detailed video on that, and I'll also drop it in the description box for you to check that out. Okay, and I'll also like to remind us that our monthly online classes are on. We have the beginner class, the intermediate class, the cupcake dress class, the advanced class. We have over 8 different classes for different level in sewing. All right, so if you're interested in any of these classes, kindly send me a WhatsApp message on the number showing on the screen for more details about the classes. Moving on to the sleeve pattern, I'm going to be showing us the easiest way of drafting a puff sleeve. So the first thing I did was to work with the highest part of my sleeve, and that is the bicep measurement, and mine is 8, so I multiply that by 5. So after multiplying that by 5, I need to mark that out on my paper. As you can see, I am marking out half of what I have after multiplying by 5 because my paper is just 1, so I need to mark half of that. So mine is 20. As you can see, that is what I'm just marking out, and then I went ahead to mark out the length of my sleeve. Now I am working with 6.5, so just mark that out and connect to a straight line. Now this is the easiest way of drafting a puff sleeve in less than a minute. Yes, so just go ahead, mark that like I'm doing, and then connect the point. So if you're working for if you want to make this for bigger, older kids, all you need to do is to follow the process but work with your own measurement. All right, so after connecting this point, I'm just trying to make it visible for you to see it very well. After connecting, the next thing to do is to mark out the calf's height, and to do that you're going to be needing your bodice pattern. The calf's height is simply what you use as the armhole measurement. Okay, so in this case, you can see I measured it and mine was 4.5. Okay, so that is my own calf's height. So you can see I'm just marking the 4.5 there. Okay, so that point, you're going to be using it now to create the curve on that part. Then I went ahead to divide what I have into 3. That is, you can see the way I am measuring it. What I have there, just divide that into 3. That is 20. So divide this into 3. This is the easiest way of drafting your pattern without too many calculations. Divide into 3, and then the third one, you're going to connect it now to that calf's height point. There you can see, just connect it. That is your curve right there. Okay, connect on the first one that is close to your calf's height, and then you go over to the sleeve area, the upper side, as you can see where I am pointing. Just mark out 1 inch. Remember, this is a puff sleeve and I really want it to be very puffy, so just mark 1 inch and then connect it like that to meet up to the curve area. You can see that this is very easy to do, and you have your puff sleeve pattern ready. You can see what I have there, very easy, very simple. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and cut this out, cut on my fabric, and then show us how to sew this very neat.